Hi everybody, welcome back. Barbecue Brian here with some more household tips. Now, if you have any kind of phone, especially an iPhone, you're probably used to these things getting frayed up, and you probably had to throw one or two away just because the ends get frayed up because they get moved around an awful lot. So what I've started to do, and here's a little tip from Tip, use some shrink tubes in order to firm these things up. So what I'll do is, I started out doing this one of them got frayed. I'm like, what can I do with that frayed one? And I thought maybe I'll throw a shrink tube on it. Well, after a little trial and error, what I do now is when they're brand new, I'll just go ahead and shrink tube those guys up when they're new, and then they never do get frayed. So I'm going to run through this process real quick for you. Just take a minute, give me 90 seconds of your life, and I'll make it better, I promise. The two types of shrink tubes we have are two sizes. I've got the 3/8 inch and I got the 3/16 inch. You can go to any hardware store and pick some of these guys up. But basically what you need is you need one that's big enough to go over top of the head to shrink it on there. But this part's a little too small. So what you have to do is take a smaller shrink tube, shrink that up here, and then slide that over and shrink it up. So I'm gonna do that real quick for you, show how quick and easy it is. You can do this with a regular lighter. I just happen to have one of these guys. That's not gonna help. That's gonna help. So anyway, let's get started with this and see what we can do here. So it's just a shrink tube. So you're just basically heating it up and shrinking it if you've never done one of these. Okay. And then after we shrink that up, we'll slide this guy on top. And then I'm just going to shrink this guy. Now, you don't want to apply heat directly to it. You kind of want to wave it like this. But when you're done, and the bottom part really needs to get a little more. It's not too hot. You can pinch it in a little bit. And when you're done, you've got yourself a protected thing. So if you start to do this stuff when these things are brand new, you're going to save all of the money you spent on the shrink tubes on the first cord that you don't have to buy. So anyway, another tip from Tip. Thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you next time.